Hello, welcome to the Steam Release Podcast. I'm your host, Dewey Bear, and joining me is the fearless co-host, Brody Pie.
Hey.
Going
Thanks for having me.
I don't know, is this like a 1920s diva look?
Oh, well, you know, I thought I'd just go like all sparkly today.
Yeah, it's all sparkles.
Yeah.
My word. Looks like you're ready to sing a chorus in like on like a radio show from the 1940s.
Ooh,
Really cool.
I like that. I'll take that.
Yeah, very glamorous.
Thank you.
Let's see. So, yeah, Dewey Bear, Brody Pie. We're both Twitch streamers, but we're also just like talking about games. So,
yes,
that for you. So, starting off, yeah, let's Brody Pie. What have you done this last couple weeks? I should say.
Oh yeah. I've been enjoying. Everyone wants me to sing now. Oh dear. No. So I've been enjoying Final Fantasy 14, enjoying the update, been playing their latest patch, but also I've been trying to, you know, continue on with my Steam list. Start the year with 168 completed. I've completed let's see, another 4. So that's not bad. A bit slower than expected, but you know, the patch did come out for Final Fantasy 14. So I played this puzzle game called Perfection, and it's about you have to make the right shape only using like, it will tell you how many cuts you can make. So it's either 1, 2, or 3 cuts, and you've got to get it into that shape, basically. And yeah, so, and it seems to go on like for ages as well. So, you know, seems to be no end of variations. So, and it's all randomized. So, it's a nice little thing to do just when you just want to chill out and stuff. So it's quite nice. I think the only negative thing I have about it would be there's no sound adjustment. There's no music adjustment.
Oh yeah, so you have to. Oh, that would be annoying.
Yeah. So yeah.
It was a mobile game too. I was just kind of looking at it. I was like, oh, this would work on mobile.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, so a nice little game. And then I played another hidden object game, Vampire Legends: The True Story of Kisalova. So it's like after Plague in Europe. There's rumors to be of people dying in Kislova, and you've got to you're coming from the capital and you're going to investigate. So yeah, I think the story is okay. The story is, you know, pretty good, but until you get to the end, and then you're like, because you know you're following someone in a hooded cloak or whatever, and it's kind of like, oh, that was no surprise. There was no surprises. It's just, I think when it got towards the end, they just sort of like ran out of things, I guess.
There wasn't that satisfying twist.
Yeah, which is a shame. I also finished Dark Side Detective, which was amazing. If you ever have a chance of picking it up and playing it, definitely give it a go. It's just hilarious. Point and click.
I'm gonna have to add this to my wish list. Really not. Ooh. I like the aesthetic. It's just kind of this like, oh man, I love pixel art. I'm a sucker for pixel art. Oh my word. Looks so cool. It's
great. And it's hilarious as well.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely hilarious. And music's fantastic as well. Music's great. It's got sort of if the humor for like if you're into sci-fi things, fantasy and everything, it makes sort of like little nods at that as well. So, and they did a Kickstarter for the sequel, for the second game, and which got funded. But yeah, this is. So I'd actually spoken to the dev. I saw him at a convention, and he said the idea behind it was that they wanted to do a game where each case was like, when you get home from work, you could just like go on there and get a case done in an evening. So you're not spending like 8 hours just doing one case or something like that. You get that sort of satisfaction of like a short story or something like that. But yeah,
that is really good design too, especially to keep people getting to the end of your game.
It's. I mean, we played it on the stream and we loved it. Like, it was so funny, and there were 1 or 2 places where I did get stuck, but they weren't like. It wasn't too bad. Most of the puzzles, they were fairly easy, and they weren't like puzzles that only make sense in the developer's mind kind of thing, which I sometimes really hate. And I played another hidden object game called Small Town Terrors Pilgrim's Hook Collection. Yeah,
almost like you're on a Halloween kick almost. Small Town Terrors.
Yeah, it's like what could I play that I probably wouldn't play for Halloween because they're not that scary or whatever. But it was a weird one. This one was like super weird. It's about you being on an island from your childhood, like, well, it's where you grew up, and there's a sort of like almost Cthulhu-esque kind of eldritch stuff going on, but you're trying to rescue your twin brother. It's okay. It just gets a bit weird, but without making sense.
With, talking whales and
yeah, exactly, because it's like nature is talking to you because you've got a blessing or something, and yet you're like, okay, fair enough, I'll just go along with this. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff happens in it, and he doesn't give like proper explanations for anything. So yeah,
it's just kind of like just go along with it.
Exactly. Just come along with us. It'd be fine. It'd be fine. And it's not. It never is.
Logic be damned. Just move on.
Exactly. So yeah, that's the 4 games I've completed this year. So I hope to have a handful more the next time I'm on.
Yeah,
what have you been playing?
It's been like Final Fantasy 14, of course. I've been a bunch of dungeons and leveling gear, the regular stuff, and of course Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. My cousin bought it for me, and I have been playing through it. It is so. I think I'm gonna have to start a new save,
right?
Because I want to try to get the achievement where you only have 2 hearts. Well, I got to a part of the game where you can't go back to town to get stuff. Even like you just cannot get back to town. So I'm stranded in this boss room where it's basically the save point in the boss, and I tried over and over, probably 100. I kept getting closer, but at a certain point, I hit like a blocker, and I was like, I need to start again, and this time just not worry about the achievement and build up my hearts, because otherwise I'm gonna.
So... I really hate that when it's like, you're at that save point in the boss, and it's like, you try it a few times, and you're like, oh, you know what, I really do need to buy some more potions, or I need to buy this, or yeah, you know what, I should have really bought that armor or whatever, but you can't go back, so you sort of like kind of, like you said, you sort of like stuck in a waiting room of hell.
And it's like, and it's 6 hours into the game too, so I'm like,
oh no, oh no.
But at least on this point, like, I know what I'm doing, so I can probably get through those 6 hours a lot faster. But I was just like,
Yeah.
heart, heart, all that time. But it's okay. It's I still recommend it. It's a really cheeky, very funny pixel art Metroidvania with just really non sequitur story that's just hilarious. Like there's this guy that his beloved has been turned to stone like many years ago, and he's now an old man. And he's just trying to turn her back into like a person again. And so you help him, and you get him this like the scroll that's like, so this will undo the spell. He does it, but it was actually the spell that turned her into stone in the first place, so he gets turned to stone, and the weight of both of them smashes through the floor, and they crush into a million pieces, and you're just like, oh crap. And that's the end of that.
Ouch.
And
oh my god, that's
like,
so harsh.
Your character just kind of moves on.
This is like, oh well, I tried.
It's like, oh well, that just forget that this ever happened. Just that really, it gives you, it's really good. It does it multiple times, or it just gives you that awkward feeling of like, ugh, I did not make the situation better.
Oh no.
Just it's just very funny that way. So it's really enjoyable, like being the hero, but also like,
messing up.
I did this.
Whoops.
So yeah, it's been fun. And you know what? It is fun enough that yes, I will actually start to. I will. Okay. Because it was that good. It was that enjoyable.
Oh, nice. What else have you been playing? Or is it just is it Final Fantasy and?
Yep, Final Fantasy and Shantae. That's basically been. Anything else? I mean, I did play a game called Squad, which it's like. So actually, I do kind of want to talk about this. So this game, it's still in early access. Eventually, I really want to talk about it when it comes out. A Squad is a shooter, and you might think like, oh, it's like a Call of Duty. Well, this is objective based. Like it's all about, you can't accomplish anything by yourself. You have to have someone with you. Okay. So it's all about like, hey, let's go over here to cap this point. And then in every game I've played, I've never shot a single bullet. And I've won most of the games I've played. It's all about transporting materials, getting to locations, and yeah, there are people who do the fighting and stuff, but a lot of it, like, I was just a medic, like, treat this person, run away, treat this person.
That's good. And that's good, yeah, because, like, with a lot of things, it's like, some people don't fire guns, and that's good. It gives you the option. It's like, you don't have to, you don't want to, you can just be an engineer, you can be a medic or something like that.
You do not have to be good at shooters to play this game, which is really neat. It's just cooperation, and because the game is so based around cooperation and really providing a more realistic scenario of like, well, this is what a combat situation is closer to being. It really just sort of provides, even everyone's on voice comm, and even though everyone's on voice, I've never encountered a single toxic person, because once you're a toxic person, you're not useful for the team, so they boot you. Like, it's you're not assisting us to win.
Exactly, because if you're playing co-op, you need to help each other out. Yeah.
Yep.
It's still in early access, Akio.
Yep, still in early access. It keeps getting improved. I don't know when it's going to come out early access, but I've already enjoyed it. So it's quite fun. But you have to play it with friends. I mean, you could go in because the community is fairly friendly and just kind of play with people who are there. But I've most enjoyed it, like me playing on my computer and then my buddy playing on his computer, and we're like in the same room and we're able to like talk. It's really fun.
That's so good.
So yeah, so that is Squad. Now I guess and besides that, West of Loathing had a surprise DLC come out. If y'all have ever heard of West of Loathing, but it's sort of a point and click adventure.
Keeps popping up on my suggestions on Steam.
Yeah, it's originally, it comes from the creator of like an online like stick art game. It was just like on a browser page, and now this is sort of their new game, and it's just it's pretty good. It came out in 2017. It's one of the highest rated games on Steam now, and it's all stick figures. So it has this certain charm to it.
Yeah.
I believe the original one was Kingdom of Light. But yeah.
So what do you have to do in it? What's the objective of the game?
So it's a role-playing adventure where you basically, you complete quests, you do storyline, and you build up your character. But it's also in this puzzles to solve, etc. But yeah, it's just kind of an RPG, straight up RPG, but it's got just a very neat aesthetic and really great comedy and good story. Just and it's got a lot of really weird things. It's just a marvel that this sort of game that looks like this, something that has a lot of depth to it.
Nice. So yeah, it's I like the animation, but it's I don't know. It's not maybe something I would play. Maybe, I don't know.
Yep.
Also variation and skill checks too. Okay.
Yeah. So it's got a lot of different elements, and they kind of like put a lot of different things in this game. So yeah, it's I have it. I've had it on my wish list. I plan to get it eventually, but everyone I know who has played. But yeah.
Oh,
and it has a new DLC, which is about 30% the size of the original game, which is called Reckoning at Gun Manor. So going with the whole like what. With that, I do believe unless we got anything else to talk about, got release list. Oh, I mean, if you want to mention, you went to the fan fest a little bit. Just
I did, yeah. So yeah, I went to Final Fantasy Fan Fest 14, and it got some juicy announcements. And yeah, it was just really great. I went with a friend who I play Final Fantasy with. There's like a group of us, but two of them couldn't make it. So but, yeah, shout out to Mard if he's watching. So yeah, it was really good. We found out about the new race, new job. We didn't find out about a new area, unfortunately, what area it's going to be in. But we did get some nice screenshots of areas we could be exploring and of beast tribes as well. So that was nice. So yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to the Japanese Fan Fest when they just reveal everything then. It's
It'll be the last final dump, and hopefully by then they'll have everything ready, because it's not until March, so they've got a little bit of time.
Not until March. I mean, it's only a month away, true. Really. So yeah, not long at all. Not long at all.
Yeah, it's I want to see the tilting city. Like if like when we're inside it, that we just feel like everything is.
Oh yeah, just yes. That'd be good. That'd be good.
Like mess your in the ear while you're running around. What's going on? Anyhow. So I'm so jealous. I bet that was really, really fun. With no ups and downs as convention.
Yeah. True.
Man, I'll have to go to now that I live closer to Las Vegas. One of these days.
Yeah, and you have to tell me what it's like.
Oh yeah, the Ymir raid. Yes.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Right from a moment. Yep. Yeah, I really liked when they did that announcement, and those guys were just, going back, chatting back and forth, like just ripping into each other. I loved that. Yeah. So that was good. I haven't played Nier though, so but I know know of the dev with his He's always wearing that mask. It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Nier is a WTF game. Like, you think that it is a RPG, Japanese JRPG of like normal, and then it just has plot points and moments that you're just like, WTF. Like, what is this? What is, just something that kind of disturbs you to your very core happens. And to this day, like, there are scenes from Nier that still play back in my head, and I'm just like, what kind of weird, like, it's not sick perverse, but like, I guess perverse in the sort of like psychological sense, where just a psychologically perverse scene, and you're just like, what sort of mind comes up with this? Like, you need to be like in an institution or something, because and that's, you know what, it's cool. It's an experience. If you ever get a chance to play any of the Nier games, it's an experience you will never forget. Can't say that you'll love it, but you will never forget it. Robot babies. Yeah. I'll just say that. Robot babies.
Oh, I did want to have a quick mention. Could you think? I'm not sure if it was last week or the week before, but my time at Portia. Portia.
Yep.
Yes.
Came out of early access.
It did. So, and I backed. Oh, did I back? Yeah, I backed this. I backed this on Kickstarter, and it was and I got to play it, and it was just when it was, when there was in early access and everything, it was just like a ton of fun to play. And I think I've sunk, like, in early access, sunk about 40 hours into it. And now it's like full release. It's like, oh, I need to go back and just play it all, because there was some really weird things in it when early access, like when there was announcements from the town hall or something, all the people will be there standing outside the town hall, so you could, so it could trigger the cutscene. And then I was like, I'd go away and say, oh, okay, yep, I've gotten that, and then I'd go back like the next night, and they would still be there. The people of the townsfolk just staring at the town hall and everything. It was it looked really weird and disturbing. But I think the issues I had with it, I see, and I don't know if it's the same thing now. It's like the relationships thing. I didn't think there was enough put into it, but then again, when I played it was in early access still, so I don't know if they've completely sorted that out. Also, it seemed like whenever you were making anything, it was like you were spinning a lot of plates, so you had to keep like making a lot of bars, but you had to sort of like it just seemed like there was so much you had to do all at the same time to make, like, you had to make components for the components, or materials for the components, and you had to make several components to make one thing. So it seemed
you need a flow chart and a spreadsheet.
Yeah, it was a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they've addressed a lot of those issues, and because it's out now, and
I think it's still the same. It's still the same. Like, like making things, because I did watch someone play it recently, and it's good. So yeah, that's the only issue I would have. Is just the crafting was. It's a lot. It's a lot. But yeah.
It seems almost like a single-player MMO, where it's like you just have all this tons of stuff to do, but you never have to deal with another person.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I still recommend it. It's lots of fun. Okay. Are we diving into the list now, or is there anything else you'd like to?
Yep, I'm ready to dive in.
Good.
Okay, so for Monday, February 4th, our first game of the week is Tenacious. Now, I actually passed this game up initially, but then something brought me back to it and I looked at it closer. This is a roguelike dungeon runner, like Into the Gungeon, but it seems to have more focus on melee attacks. This we brought that up when we were looking at it, and yeah, it doesn't look like it's any sort of like it's gonna win any crazy awards, but I just saw that and was like, you know what? I could lose some hours into this, and I know people who would too. So, yeah. Also, I think you can play as a Minotaur, and that's kind of badass. So,
oh, that's cool. It's nice, you've got the pixel art and you've got all these crazy bosses and enemies to fight and everything, and it's like, yeah, I don't think it's quite as slick as Enter the Gungeon, but
oh no,
yeah,
not nearly so.
Yeah,
it's definitely I would guess that this was probably a 2 or 3 man.
So, yeah. So yeah, So yeah, it's still, it's still has some nice playability still. So I think some maybe people that were into Enter the Gungeon but wanted something similar but not quite, this could be something nice for them.
Yep, and kudos to having a fairly uniform aesthetic. Like I feel that just about everything here kind of just which can be hard to do, and that's one of the major things that when I'm going through the list is like, does everything look like it fits together? Like, does the UI look like it fits the background? And it all seems to, for the most part, fit. Like, it's definitely not made by, I don't think it's made by the craziest of veterans, at least as far as like artistic design done, but it's good. It's good. And I have this on my wish.
And it's on promotion right now, 15% off. It's £2.45, guys.
Yeah,
which is if you like these games, definitely that's what one to pick up. So 21 unique usable items, 42 unique legendary affixes, 2 bosses. That's the thing, 2 bosses. I think that's the only issue I would have. It doesn't seem
2 player classes.
Yeah, but 2 bosses, it doesn't seem like there's as much content in, unfortunately. You think,
well, at the very least, they put it at like a $3 marker. So
yeah,
it does certainly seem like a small.
Yeah, 2 bosses might also take 100 runs to get to. It's true, but still.
Yeah, 6 enemy types. That does seem pretty. But yeah, yeah, I'm still definitely gonna check it out. It's not that much of an expense, but kudos to Firebelly. I do believe this is their first game. This is their first. Kudos, you caught my eye. That's hard to do when there's like 300 games.
Yeah, and I hope if any of you do like those kind of roguelike games, that you give this a shot and you let us know what you think of it.
Yep. It's stuff like this that we do the show for, just finding these games that have not gotten noticed.
Yeah.
All right, so Roadie Pie brought this one up. Eggggg.
Yeah, the platform puker. I just saw this, and no, I'm not a platformer person, but this looked like a lot of thought had gone into this, the whole mechanics. I love the animation. I just love the silliness of it, and it seems, reading from the description and everything like that, it seemed like quite a lot has been put into this.
Yep. I think someone was on a lot of something when they were doing this, so it's just crazy, wacky. I am frightened to imagine what sort of mind that this kind of game comes from, but yeah, it's I can't say they don't have style. So.
Yeah. So Eggggg is a ridiculously 2-button platform game where you propel yourself around using your vomiting superpowers. Gilbert has an extreme allergy to eggs, and eating them will literally make him vomit like a fountain. He escapes from his mean Aunt Doris in order to get to a birthday party and needs to use his vomiting superpowers to survive in a world of angry cyborg chickens. Of course.
Angry cyborg chickens, as one would expect. Yep. And it seems it's probably not a terribly long game, but it's
There's 36 handcrafted levels of
oh, yeah.
vomiting action, which is like
It's
quite
decent.
yeah, it's quite decent, I think.
Oh, it just looks crazy and wacky, but yeah,
They-
you know what? $10, not
I
bad.
love the art of it. It just looks so cool.
It's like Adventure Time almost with the noodle
Yeah.
arms.
Yeah.
And then the chicken with teeth. Wild. Such a wild looking. Yeah, it's by Hyper Games. Have they done anything else? Nope. This is their first game on Steam. So congratulations, Hyper Games. Yeah, thank you for coming to Steam.
Yes. And so this is a bit more on the pricier side of things. I think it's like £7.19.
Yeah, for
an
unproven platformer from an unproven studio, yeah, $10 is kind of high.
Yeah. But you know, I hope people give it a go and let us know how it is, especially those of you out there that really like platformers. And it's also available for like iPhone as well, so I'm not sure about Android, but yeah, I hope people give this a go. It's been given the reviews I've read are all positive, so yeah.
And continuing with the theme of strangeness, Wednesday, February 6th, we have the game Art School with a Q instead of an H because I don't know how to describe this game. I have no idea what this game is. I've watched this trailer probably 20 times and I have not figured out what this is.
So I think I should I should take over here. So and also the song has been stuck in my head since I saw it at art school. But so I think if you've ever heard of the game Passepartout, it's similar to that. That's in a nutshell. So basically, so this guy is Julian Glander. He is a 3D artist of some renown. You can check out his work on all the usual platforms and stuff. I think he even did something for Adult Swim. It's actually his second game, but basically, what I think the premise is, you're going to art school. You're learning some techniques and stuff like that, and then you show your professor, and it will give you a grade on whether you're doing well or not. Much like Passepartout, you're a street artist and you do artwork and people come to appraise it, and then you can move on to the next level in sort of like the art world. The thing is about how it gets appraised, I think, because in Passepartout, when I played that was more, no matter what I did, if I spent enough time on it, it got a very good review. Whereas if I did something that I thought was really good, but did it in a very short space of time, they didn't like it at all. So I'm not sure how art school it goes about it. It might do the same sort of thing. It might be like, oh yeah, if you spend plenty of time on it, you'll get good grades. So yeah. But I just really like his art style, and it just and apparently there's still a lot of there's a lot of his humor in there as well. Yeah. look at his animations, his like cartoons that he did some short cartoons which are fantastic. There's, and I think the one he did for Adult Swim is about a dolphin that washes up on the beach, and it's making a squealing, the talking sounds that they make, the squealing sounds, and there's a man on a beach and he sees a conch shell and he puts it to his ear and it translates what the dolphin is saying. And the dolphin saying, "Excuse me, I've looked all around the ocean and I can't find my wallet. So it must be on the land. Could you help me find it, please?" And the guy is like, "Oh, I'd really like to help you, but because of the labor laws, I'm unable to. You should read up on that," and then just throws the dolphin back into the ocean. So, I think that sort of surrealist humor is going to be in this completely. There's also one about making music and being friends with your cat, and yeah,
that was his
great.
other game, Julian Glander.
It's nice weather we're having, isn't it?
Yeah,
or something
lovely.
like that.
Yeah.
Lovely weather we're having.
This one does not seem as well received, and once again, I'm like, wow, it's. I have to say, it's striking. You could take any screenshot from here, and it's just, it's something you could probably put like on a background. Just very weird.
Yeah, he has a very, very distinct style. But yeah, it's got 10% off right now on Art School, and it's like $8.36, and you're like, I don't know, because it's like, I think I would get this in the sale.
Yeah,
because I don't know, it's supposed to be very sort of like a very relaxing sort of game, and I like that. I really like Passepartout, so I like that. I think I would like this as well. I don't know if you can bring up Passepartout on. Let me.
I don't know.
Let me bring that up. Sorry. I will pass that on the Discord, and you can let the peoples know. There we go. There we go.
Actually, could you just put in the Steam chat? In Steam chat, if I touch the Discord, it'll like change the cameras.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, pass part out. Okay. There it is. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah.
So yeah, you start off working from your garage, and you're the street artist, and someone comes along and says, "Oh, I like your art, and maybe you could have your art in my gallery instead." So yeah, you keep moving up and up in the art world, and so yeah, this was very popular. So I think Art School is in the same vein.
The word. Yeah, this is yeah, it does look like it's probably a similar game type, but Art School is definitely weirder. Like with Passport Out, I can sort of tell a sort of narrative or something that's going on here. Art School, I'm just like,
yeah,
what is this?
I don't know. If I ever get around to playing it, I will I will let you know. Yeah, this is going on my wish list, and yeah.
And for Thursday, February 7th, so there is a game called The Stillness of the Wind. It is both has that sort of stylistic oddness to it, but has a bit more of a down-to-earth plotline. So The Stillness of the Wind is about an old woman who lives out in a rural area. Her family has moved to the city, her children and her all moved to the big city. But she's still out here in the middle of nowhere, just taking care of her farm, and it's just her reading her letters that she gets from the city, and it has a sort of, it starts out just these very mundane things. You're doing these mundane things, but over time, the letters, they start out with little hints, and then they become increasingly disturbing in the sort of content. Clearly, there's not all is right in this, not all is right in the world, and has this sort of really foreboding feeling, and that's just kind of neat. I don't know if that has any sort of resolution to it, but thematically, I thought that was very striking.
No, that I like that. I like that. This sort of almost like this sort of helplessness that you get. If you receive bad news or things are happening and just everything is out of your control. It's like how do you cope with that? What do you do? And life still has to continue for yourself. You still have to, well, what looks like here, you still have to tend the farm still, so. But it's interesting what you said about resolution, and I would want some sort of resolution, you know what I mean, like some kind of thing. So yeah, it's interesting. I think I would have this on my wish list because it does, I love those sort of narrative kind of games, and there's like a nice pace to it. It's a nice slow pace, which I like. But I don't know how long it is.
Yeah, and the price is $11 US.
So yeah, $8.49 here. It's with 15% off.
I'm seeing anywhere between 4 and 11 hours. So I don't know. I really don't know how long it is, or if it has like a multiple playthrough thing. But but yeah, it's by Memory of God, Lambic Studios. I think they're first out. What about the publisher? I'm trying to see, because it aesthetically reminds me of some other game, but I'm not seeing the publisher. So I'm curious who the specific staff are on this. But that'll require some additional.
Someone's put on here, very relaxing and meditative gameplay, an emotional story with a deep message, pleasant graphics. Cons, it could be more variable in terms of activities to do, like repetitive gameplay with boring, tedious tasks to complete every day. Has minor bugs and optimization issues. Can be confusing from time to time. A bit overpriced.
I would definitely see. I can definitely see the potential for all of those. So
yeah.
It sort of reminds me. It really reminds me a lot of. So I had a Ukrainian neighbor growing and she would talk about how they're out in the farm, and it was during the whole like civil war was going on during the Bolshevik Revolution. The war never got to her area, but she was always getting letters. She was always hearing things, like just really bad things, like how a neighboring village, like people had to preserve the sort of like things that these like horrible things that she's getting in the letters and learning about, but her life just continued to go on. And it was just these strange things. Some days you'd look out the window and there'd just be soldiers marching by, but just overall, just life. And it was just that weird experience of being outside.
Just like but you're sort of on the edge of all the things that are going on, and you know about them, and it's like. And also you've got that sort of dread. It's like, is it going to reach here?
There's you go to sleep every night wondering, like, is the horrible stuff going to happen to me next? Like, I'm right near it, just so terrified. But at the same time, just having to know, it's like you have to get up, you have to feed the pigs, you have to just take care of normal life. And it's just very, it's that very weird situation that I'm sure a lot of people around the world have at different points in history experience where it's like, it didn't happen to me, but to the same time there's a degree of trauma there when it's like you feel like you're almost an outsider, even though you've lived there that entire time. You feel like you're just kind of an outsider to the experience of all of your loved ones. Very strange.
Yeah. Yeah, and also you've got survivor's guilt as well.
Yep.
So yeah, this is probably go on my wish list, but it would be, I don't know. This will be like a maybe to play. It's not like a definite. I think. Oh, it's one when I've cleared a massive chunk of my games already. I think this one is a possibility.
Right, and then we have Friday, February 8th. There is Supraball. So it's not very often that I'll say this, but I do believe you might have a new potential esport.
FPS first-person sports game.
So yeah, it's basically it's a first-person ball game, and it basically kind of allows you to have more control over the direction you're throwing the ball, and so it feels almost a bit more like you're actually playing soccer. Even though like you have the ball attached to your gun and you like shoot it, but it still has a similar, mechanical experience to playing soccer, which is just fascinating. So yeah, I just saw this and I was like, oh, you know what, this would be really fun with friends. So
yeah. Yeah, definitely. If you're into those kind of sports games, great graphics, and it's like it's very flashy as well. It doesn't seem to take itself too seriously. Yeah, I think I know a lot of people who should probably be into this. It's multiplayer. There's online co-op, online multiplayer, co-op and multiplayer. So yeah, I think you can get a lot of.
And it's free to play with already almost 2,000 positive, mostly positive reviews, I should say.
Although there are in-game items to buy.
Yep.
Unfortunately, but yeah. There's already like nearly 2,000 mostly positive reviews. So if you guys want to give it a go, it's free. So. Let us know what you think. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Akio, is like Rocket League, definitely. Yeah.
It's definitely got potential, so I'm very interested to see how much this game is going to continue. If it's going to continue to be a success, I would be very interested. There's always... it's always cool to see maybe the paradigm shift, which, happened recently with... we're not Battle Royale players most here, but Apex came out, and now both PUBG and Fortnite are playing second fiddle. So it's like it happened again within the space of a year. What's happening? And there's always the potential for something new to come around. All right. Next one is Insanus Express, which is a game about an express psychiatric clinic. which are three words which should never be combined together. Express again. So yeah. So it's all about it's a lot of resource management. It's sort of herding cats, where you have the doctors, then you have the normal people, and then you have the crazy people, and then you have the Insanus. The Insanus are the people who like break out of the clinic and then go make other people insane because they stress them out to make stressed or crazy. So and it's sort of funny, like when you fully treat someone, they become a doctor. So all the doctors are insane people that used to be insane.
So yeah, diagnose, treat. So they become a doctor, or you send them home, and or you send the doctors. Doctors can go mad as well.
Yep.
So yeah, very theme hospital 2-point hospital here. Yeah.
Yep.
That sort of simulation management game. I like the idea of this, but I think because I do like management games, but I think this will be like too much to to deal with. I like when you I'm more into the sort of like city building ones where you can, like, a lot of the things you can take your time with and stuff, whereas this one seems like you gotta keep your eye out for things going wrong all the time, I think.
Yeah, like Roller Coaster Tycoon, that sort of stuff is where it's more kind of limited in scope, and it's a bit easier to manage everything.
Yeah. That seems fun and different. With more you treat them, the more you get employees. Yeah.
Yeah, so it is going for $7.99 US, at a 20% discount.
Yeah, £5.75 here. Is it the only game they've done? Yes, it is the only game they've done.
Yeah,
but I can't see any user reviews so far. So, there's one. There's one, and they received it for free. But yeah, other than that,
yep, it seems to have been missed. But if you're into these sort of management games, here's a new one that you might want to check out.
Yeah.
So next one is Voidship: The Long Journey. So this is a top-down spaceship. I wouldn't call it a simulator or a management game. I guess it's more of a sort of action strategy game where you sort of have to manage your crew, upgrade your ship, figure out how things best fit together, and you have this modular vessel that you put together, and you just have to survive traveling space. So yeah, it's I've seen games like this. I can't think of them off the top of my head, their names, but yeah, this is definitely an existing genre. I don't see it doing anything particularly different from other games in the genre, but it's a game. So maybe what's really gonna sell me on this is if the story proves to be just the overall package of how smooth the process is. So
yeah. This is design your battleship, so basically you're not just exploring, you're actually, you are going to meet enemies and you're gathering resources, technology and crew, and so yeah, it's I do know some people who like space games, but it's very much a single player game. Yeah. Yeah, I think it would be nice also if there were some multiplayer elements in it. I don't say, every game needs multiplayer elements in, but because of you are doing sort of battles and things like that, that would, kind of, to me, kind of make sense. But no, it depends how good the story is, I think, if it's for a single player mode.
Yeah, they do say it's like a centuries-long trip, so I don't know if it's going to be sort of multi-generational where, your crew will grow old and die or something, or maybe you're technologically past the point of people growing old, but yeah, so it's just an interesting game. It caught my eye, it stood out, but it's definitely not a genre.
Akio does enjoy these types of games, yet there was such a glut of them at one point and was not so deep as I wished. I see. Yeah, that could always be a problem. So yeah, this is 20% off, $8.79 right now.
Or $11.19 US. Provided it does provide, if it does what a typical game of the series would be, it's going to be several hours. At least it should be if it's going to meet the expectations.
Yeah, so far I'm seeing like 5 to 13 hours. So I'm, not entirely sure right now. So yeah, maybe one of you guys can can play it and let us know what you think. We always appreciate feedback.
Yeah. It definitely seems sort of a grim thing, but away from the grim, we have Newt One, which is anything but grim.
Yeah.
So this is a platformer you pointed out to me, and it's basically you're coloring the world.
Yeah, I saw this, and it did kind of almost reminded me of Wonder, with
yeah, Wander. Yeah, this is like a 3D Wander.
Yeah,
Wonder song.
yeah. But you're instead of just music, because it is talking about music as well. It is, you're coloring everything in. You're making everything bright and vibrant again. So yeah, I thought, oh, this was like a very interesting one. Although this is still in early access, so but it looks like some very interesting platforming mechanics. So I thought this will be a nice one to look into. Although I have to say, I do like the art style, but at the same time, it doesn't seem as slick as
Yeah.
Like I've seen of like other kind of ones like this, and this one isn't done as.
It's missing some light. It's definitely missing some sort of lighting and.
Yeah. Because some of the models look a bit too flat or something. Yeah.
Yep. But it's still got this sort of really sweet charm. It is in early access, so we shall see how it develops in the future, and we might talk about it again, depending on how busy the week is when it does finally come out.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So this is £7.19. There are 4 unique worlds right now with 6 levels. It's non-violent gameplay. So yeah, this is a kind of like Wonder Song thing, because that had non-violent elements to it. So.
And this is Devin Ari's first game on Steam. Well, at least I think that's how it's pronounced. Dev N Ari or. Yep. It's it just looks really charming. I feel like this would be fun for a stream or two.
Yeah.
Through it. Hey, whoops. Our next title is Noble in Exile. I'm seeing sort of a pattern with a lot of sort of these low poly games, but not that I'm really complaining.
Yeah.
Because as long as a low poly game has good aesthetic and good color blending and harmony, it's fine. Like it opens up indie games a lot for people with not necessarily the artistic resources that, because 3D artists can be expensive. Well, are expensive. So having these sort of low poly games is just really neat.
I thought this one was like such a unique take on like these sort of building simulators and managements, and so it's you're in you build an own ancient Chinese town using your remaining resources and influence, or you you were once part of a noble family, so now you've got to like rebuild your, I suppose, your reputation, and gain followers, I suppose.
And I like how it doesn't seem to really focus at all on sort of a military aspect at all. It's just you're just building a town. You're just making sure making a town that works and functions. And I don't know, that's a really neat thing in and of itself. I think when you add military aspects, it sort of distracts you from some of this, because this is like when I play Total War, I like the city management. This kind of just gives you the city management.
This one's only going for it is in early access again, so this one is 10% off, and it's $3.59.
Oh. They're
So
also
yeah,
going to be
it's
adding mini games because they're going to be adding an ancient Chinese casino update.
yeah, I
These
saw that.
Chinese gambling games.
So yeah, that sounds pretty good. So yeah, they're still adding, plenty of things to it. Going to, I definitely want to keep an eye on this. I'm going to put it on follow and, hope that they, continue to make improvements and yeah, see how it goes.
Yep.
Mm.
Definitely gonna consider it. It's really neat that we're seeing so many games come out of China. And a lot of them are like China is really showing itself to have a pretty like robust indie development. Now granted, not all of these Chinese developers are actually in the People's Republic of China. Some of them are from Taiwan, Singapore, Indonesia, Malaysia. There's Chinese developers all over East Asia. But yeah, it's just really cool that we're sort of seeing the Chinese appear all over the place on Steam.
Yeah.
And you know what? I would take this over a lot of the shovelware we've been having. So
Oh, absolutely, because that's the thing. It's like, unfortunately, because of all this shovelware and like really just bad hentai games, it's like these sort of get these efforts by good developers just get overshadowed completely, and I think it loses confidence with the consumer. It's like, well, I shouldn't really take a chance on this game because how do I know developers not going to complete it, or they're not going to do this, or it's just a really bad game.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, and there's been some really good Souls-like games. They're all in early access, so I haven't talked about them on the. But when they do come out of early access, I've got some. We'll talk about those. Yeah, and the final release of Friday, February 8th is Macrotis. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but Macrotis, A Mother's Journey. Look at this. This seems to be mostly just. It seems to be just a platformer puzzler where you're just trying to reach your kids.
Yeah. I like the look of it. And of course it looks like it's kind of like a mousy. It's a mousy. So I like mousy games. But yeah, I just thought it's done so well. The backgrounds, the just the design of it. It just looks amazing. It's a roadie win for mouse.
Yes.
Indeed.
You can very easily tell that there was a lot of effort put into this.
Yeah, just such great details. But yeah, it came out on the 8th of February, but there's only like 7 user reviews so far. But yeah, I did read that it's I can't remember how many levels it got right now. But yeah, so far it's like very good. It looks very good. It looks very well done. Apparently it takes about 6 hours to complete.
Okay.
Around about 6 to 7 hours.
I love it when reviewers state that.
Yeah, because I want to know. I want to know what's it about and how long it's going to take. But yeah, it's £7.19 on in the UK. But yeah.
There seems to be a mechanic too where you make like a body clone of yourself, or like I don't know, a non-corporeal clone, and then you could eventually like make your body snap to your spirit or whatever. That's very interesting. Interesting little mechanic. Oh no! All the different ways you can smash yourself.
Oh no!
No.
Poor mousy.
Yeah. There's another. Okay. I was wondering if there would be any visible in. But yeah. Okay. So yeah, it seems you use your spirit mouse to do things that the physical mouse would get hurt doing. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Yeah. So that is Macrotis, A Mother's Journey. And with that, that is this week's release list. And I wouldn't say it was definitely not the biggest release list this week because, well, we didn't have as many options this week because there was a Steam sale going on.
Yeah, and this is the last day of the Steam sale. Yeah. Did you? Is there anything that you picked up or wanted to pick up on the sale, or?
I keep a really tight lock on my wallet. Also, so many people have gotten me games that I'm just like, oh, I need to play through these gifts first. But so I make a habit of, like, as soon as I log into Steam, I click off of the store page so quick. So, but any games that I noticed in particular? No, nothing. Unfortunately, nothing on my wish list was really on sale that I was like super eager to get. Unfortunately, see. Oh yeah. Chinese developed games are on sale though right now, which I guess is suitable since it's Lunar New Year. So they're featuring Chinese developed games. There's a few that are kind of interesting. There is the Gujian 3. This is actually a series of Chinese RPGs. I don't think they're even available in English though. But yeah,
okay.
They're Chinese only games. But they have this sort of, newer Final Fantasy setting, Final Fantasy type setting, except it's heavily based on Chinese mythology. Not influenced by Japanese mythology. Very heavily Chinese.
That's interesting.
Oh.
Wow, it looks so well done as well.
Oh yeah, it is so good looking. Very good looking. Yeah, let me see what else. There's also Death Coming, which is a Chinese pixel art. Pixel art does not seem to be as popular in China. I mean, for a sensible reason. Console games were illegal in China until very recently. So most people in China have never experienced pixel art games. So, and a lot of, but there have been some Chinese pixel art games showing up, and this Death Coming, you have to harvest human souls, Final Destination style. So, yeah, and the Agents of Light will do everything to stop you. So you're trying to, like,
so cute.
You're trying to reap souls, but there's people trying to get in your way. But you're just trying to do your job. And so this agents...
I thought it was gonna be like some sort of Dark Souls kind of aesthetic, but with pixels. But no, it's a modern world. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's adorable. Yeah, I have to have this on my wish list. This is just too cute. Any other? Yeah. Oh, apparently My Time at Portia is Chinese developed.
Oh.
Because it's in the section of games by Chinese developers. Maybe Steam messed up because I didn't see them mention it.
Okay.
But apparently it is. So yeah, My Time at Portia is apparently Chinese as well.
So you can just run someone over. You can click on the traffic lights and yeah, just get some people run over. Fantastic.
Yeah. So it's just yeah. It's really fascinating. Just you get to be the Reaper of Death, just doing the Reaper things, and that's just very fascinating.
I got gifted the Pains Creep Killings, so that's like a Pains Creek Killings, yeah.
First person murder mystery.
Yeah, it's the murder mystery I like. I'm not the biggest fan of the first person things, but I had it on my wishes because it did look interesting. So yeah, I want to give this one a go. See how it is. I don't know if it's going to be like super spooky or anything though. I'll probably play it on the stream, so I have people around me to help me play through it, and I'll be like, ah. If there's any running in it though, like running away from something, no. I'll just get lost, or I'll take the wrong corner or something and get murdered.
Oh man, that's yeah, first person investigation games. Like, have you ever played you have, we talked about this before, the Nancy Drew games. Those are although those are less first person and they're more.
No, I hadn't played those ones. No.
Oh, okay. But, so those are kind of the investigation stuff. Kind of neat.
Ones I have played is Tex Murphy games. Mm-hmm. So they were like first person ones. But first person point and click. But yeah, they were. It seems like most of them now are always some kind of spooky game instead of like being just like an interesting point and click first person game, and just finding stuff out, and there's like a few twists here and there always has to be that spooky element and jump scares, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of thing, and it's kind of like, oh, I've seen this before.
It's not so much about the actual investigation, coming to conclusions. Yeah, and that's what you're really looking for in a mystery game. Exactly.
So I'm hoping there's this one will be different, but we'll see. Mm-hmm. I was just looking through my list and seeing which game I'm like thinking of like getting. I've been really good. I haven't bought anything this sale. That little Dragon's Cafe that we did look at, that's 50% off.
Oh, really?
I still think it's probably a bit too much though. Yeah, so yeah, that's gone down to 23, 24. So
oh, it was like they were trying to sell it for like $50. It's right.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, that was way too much. Yeah, they should have started at the £20 mark, and not even that, maybe. I don't know, because there's this like Clue or Cluedo classic mystery game, so I might get that because that's 50% off. So it looks, again, mystery games. I love mystery games, so it might be one I play.
Yeah, that's
the Cluedo game. Cluedo.
Oh yeah, Cluedo. So this is probably just like the board game.
But... Yeah. And there's multiplayer, and you play single player, multiplayer, and online multiplayer, and there's cross-platform play as well. So, yeah.
Yep. Anyhow, yeah. So with that, let's just go ahead and just shamelessly plug ourselves. Rhodey, let the whole world know about you and what you do.
Yeah, I haven't been on for a couple of weeks because with traveling and recovering from my trip. But yeah, I'm usually on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9:30 p.m. UK time on Twitch. I have finished one point and click game. I will be hopefully playing another. So game called Victor. That might be the game, but yeah, hope to be on this week.
Yeah. Me, yeah, I'm getting back into the swing of things as I get used to my new place. I'm now streaming. I'm more and more regularly. What I'm going to be doing from now on is the first portion of every stream is going to be a just chatting section where I am just going through the release list and figuring out things for the show. So if you want to get maybe a sneak peek about what we're going to be talking about, and also see all the things I reject, it's not really something I would want to have on the podcast, but it's just something that you'll be able to check. Just like the first 10-15 minutes of every stream I'm doing is going to be that.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there are a lot of rejects.
Lots of rejects, and some of them are, at least worth laughing about. So
yeah, we do try to keep things positive on the show. About the games that we select. We have had 5 games that we picked and we did, which is terrible.
We'll probably do that again come Halloween again, just like the horror or something. Or April Fools. April Fools might be a good one.
Yeah, that'd be a good one to do, yes.
There's gonna be so many April. No. There's gonna be so many.
That's gonna be a difficult week to look through the games, for sure.
But yeah. I'm getting back into streaming, trying to get into that again. You can find me, Dewey Bear, Twitter, Twitch. I'm tempted to might do 1 day a week on Mixer just to see what it's like. I want to know what that site is like at least, and whether I like it at all. But I'm still going to be on Twitch. And with that, thank you so much, Akiho. Awesome. Thank you for being our host in chat. And of course, Godless Veeb, Spiral J. Thank you all for stopping by. You're all very welcome every week.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you.
And of course, thank you, RodePie, for being an excellent co-host.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Au revoir. We'll be back next week.
Bye.